What's going on, YouTube? Sakan here. I just came back from the Chiang Mai Open BJJ submission grappling tournament for 2016. It's my first submission grappling tournament ever and my first time ever competing in the martial arts. And guess what? I came home with the gold, first place. I competed in the no-gi 70 kilograms and under white belt bracket. So really proud accomplishment for me. Is something I'm really happy and really proud of as a team effort. Have to say, once the opportunity came, I decided to go for it and really surprised myself because Core Combat Unlimited, our grappling is only a small part of a big picture. You know, we've got Jeet Kune Do, Pencak Silat, Filipino martial arts, you name it. So many different arts, so many things to focus on, and so limited time during the day. So when we practice grappling, it's only 1 hour per session. Sometimes, you know, it's just me doing solo drills because people come late. You know, so I'm entering this tournament, you know, not knowing how intense these guys are, because Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioners, you know, they eat, sleep, and drink BJJ. That's all they do. You know, some of them might be MMA fighters, but grappling is a huge aspect of that. And for us, we got weapons, we got, you know, traditional arts, we got all this culture to deal with and sift through. But you know, I went in there and I was thinking, oh man, I might get smashed, you know, but it's going to be a learning experience. It's something that I have to do. I have to test myself. But in my heart, in the back of my head, there's that small voice kept telling me, you can do it, you can win. And I believed in myself, my team believed in me, and I have to really thank my coach and my mentor, Sifu Tyler's Kwando of Core Combat Unlimited. He imparted all this knowledge on us with submission grappling, you know, which involves Shuto, folk style wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Judo, you know, all the best of the self-defense based grappling. And you know, it was just a really great opportunity. I'm really proud to have been part of it, and all the competitors were incredible. So I'm going to show you a video, and I'm going to show you, I'll narrate it to you and explain to you, you know, the difficulties I faced coming in as more of a wrestling stylist, because I think Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a little bit, it's not so good for self-defense purposes because you're on your back a lot, and you know, I think for me wrestling is better, and that's what I practice more. But you'll see the glaring errors I made and how these guys took advantage of it. But you know, I hope you enjoy it, and stay tuned. So here's my first opponent. His name is Rat, and he is under 18. As you can see, he's really tall, rangy, and he has a tremendous guard. We start the top game. I'm looking for an arm drag specifically. I want to go for an inside leg trip. I touch his head a little bit, reaching for the arm drag, attacking his hands. Start to become a little bit predictable. He starts being aware of it. We go in for a 50-50 tie-up, and then I go for an arm drag into an inside leg trip. Boom. And hold down the position in his guard. I get 2 points for the takedown. From here is where I start to make my mistakes. I try to frame, try to break the guard. He grabs the wrist, slaps on the triangle. I barely defend, scramble out, right back into his guard, unfortunately. Here I try to posture up once again. I want to do the same thing, the Matt Serra guard pass. I'm going to put one hand on the hip, one hand on the chest, frame, posture up, and I'm not looking up. My arm's not straight. So of course he takes advantage of it. He grabs the wrist, slaps those long legs around me. He pulls down the head, which is actually illegal, and the referee admonishes him for it. And then I'm able to escape miraculously. I almost tapped there. I reach and grab a head and arm, looking for some sort of anaconda or Darce choke. Try to scramble around, but he's stopping my hips, putting me back into his guard. I feel like a lot of pressure is on his neck, so I'm squeezing with my arms, but a little bit aware that I might gas myself out. So I ease up a little bit, take a deep breath, try to compose myself, and we're sort of at a standstill right now. Here I start to push down on the thigh. He recovers his balance, pushes off, scrambles. I try to grab an ankle, and he steps out intelligently. Back up into our top game. We both take a big deep breath. He's a little bit winded, so am I. I try to hide it. Start touching his head to frustrate him. He goes back to do it to me. It's easier for him because he's got long limbs. Once again, I reach for his hands, becoming predictable, standing in opposing stances. Try to go for a head snap down. He defends. Here I go for the outside leg trip, miss, and he pulls me straight into the guard, right into the guillotine. I try to defend, grab around his neck, and I'm stacking, driving my shoulder into his neck, preventing him from stretching me out. Of course, he's got the arm inside right now with the guillotine, and it's on tight. Really squeezing. I almost tapped here. It's really uncomfortable, but I didn't give up. I just kept pressuring. We both could feel our arm strength burning out. So here I'm able to get a leg out. I try to scorpion kick around, but he stops with a hook and regains the guard. As you can see, he's got a really tight arm underneath my neck, but I'm stopping him from stretching me out. Once again, with that forward pressure, I'm up on my toes now. He does a little bit of grimace because he's burning his arm strength. He's also getting a lot of pressure on his neck. Once again, he's trying to stack. He's burning himself out. Everyone's cheering him on, trying to finish. So we're out of a standstill. I'm really just trying to survive. It's a really, really strong guard. Try to pummel around, try to experiment with different grips. Doesn't really work, so I put myself back into the guard. He grabs around my head, I strip it. About to do the same mistake, but nope, I put my hands on his hips, and he comes smart, and he hip bumps, and he pops me right over. I try to defend, get on his hips, push him down, right back into a guillotine. Unfortunately for him, he's got the arm in, which means that it's very difficult for him to finish. Got about 50 seconds left. My friends call out the time for me. He's squeezing, he's pulling, he's tugging, and it hurts my jaw. Of course, I want to tap, but I'm not giving up. I'm not choking yet. I turn my chin towards his ribs. I have my shoulder tight against his chest so he can't squeeze that right arm in, and he's really, really gassing himself out, really burning himself out. All his friends are telling him, "Come on!" He's telling him, "Use your arm, assist," and he's exasperated. He shakes his head and he says, "My arm hurts." I catch on to that, so I grab around the neck, and then I start to try to pass. He tries to sweep. We're close to the desk, and then I regain my composure, and they call time. So if you looked on the scoreboard, the score is 4-0 in my favor. The takedown I got scored me 2 points miraculously, and I got another 2 points somewhere along the line. I really don't know how, but it was a really tough match, and I was just surprised I won it. Okay, so that concluded my first matchup, and as you can see, I almost got submitted 3 times by a high school kid. What can I say? He's a prodigy. Really talented young man. Don, my buddy from Team Quest, was helping me get through the match with coaching. He looked at the kid and said, "Wow, that kid's really good." I was surprised that I faced him. But after the match, he told me, he said, "Sakan, you showed a lot of heart, a lot of guts and tenacity. You showed transitions, and that will help carry you to your next matchup," which was even more daunting against Mike, the Chiang Mai warrior. He's a local mixed martial arts fighter, and he's actually an acquaintance of mine over Facebook. He's always asking me about core combat, interested in learning self-defense, and I'm always, watching him fight online and all this different the promotions that he's competed in, and he's just a beast. The guy's huge, really strong, really nice guy though. And he's got a daughter who's 4 years old. So he didn't really have the time to come and train with us self-defense. I didn't have time to train with him MMA. But anyway, before the match before the competition, we met for the first time in person. I asked him, "Hey man, how much do you weigh?" And he's just like, "Oh, 74 kilograms." And I was like, "Okay." I came in at 64. And I said, "What division are you competing in?" He said, "No gi, same as you." I said, "Whoa, he's got 10 kilograms on me. I thought this is 70 and under." Of course, the rules are a little bit lax because there's not enough competitors. So, you know, funny thing was, his semifinals matchup, he just ragdolled the guy. He, slapped on a head and arm or an underhook, I'm not sure. Just did this epic judo throw. It was like feet in the air, but blammo! It was like we saw it in slow motion almost. Me and my guys, me and my team were like, damn! Unreal. And then we all looked at each other and said, I gotta face this guy. This is the person I gotta face in the finals. Like, oh, I'm done for. I thought I was not gonna stand a chance whatsoever. Um, but I was just like, whatever. If I can last 1 minute, if I can survive 1 minute, I'm gonna be happy. So I got myself mentally prepared. My arms were burning from my fight with Raj. I was so fatigued. I was just like, whatever. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna put everything I got into it. I did my Iceman breathing techniques, recovered a little bit, and I faced him. And I'll narrate to you. I hope you enjoy it. So here's my finals matchup with Mike. As you can see, he's a big dude. He's thick, but I'm a little bit taller. We slap hands, and here we go. He's being patient. He's very confident in his stand-up, and I know I have to take him down before he took me down. So I'm going for a single, boom, and he just ragdolls me, sprawls on top of me, about to pass, about to take my back, but I defend. I'm just surviving, just trying to survive. Feel the weight on top of me. Man, it's heavy. Luckily, I opened my hip and get into half guard. So here, I tried to learn as much as I can from Eddie Bravo versus Hoyle Gracie, and didn't know I have a half guard game. And so here, you see me reach for the lockdown with my right foot, and I try to underhook his left leg. Not sure what I'm doing, but everything seems so clear at that moment of what I had to do. I want to sweep, but he's got really good balance, and I knew if I took him over, he would scramble again and take my back, so I just, was comfortable, a little bit comfortable here. So he starts to recover his balance. He's trying to get that foot in, but, he flattens himself out again, and I'm in a very low half guard. The only thing that's keeping me from getting mounted is that tiny little figure four. And now he's got an underhook behind my neck, and he's driving his shoulder. It's a face lock and neck crank. I want to tap so bad. It hurts my face so bad. I feel my contact slipping out. It's so uncomfortable. He almost mounts, and he gets trapped in my other half guard miraculously. And I try to work my knees up, my legs up, into a deeper half guard. I'm just struggling. You can see the desperation on my face. He's heavy. He's playing really heavy. He's, grinding my jaw. My hand, I'm almost about to tap here. It's a lot of pressure. Lauren calls out and says, "You got this, Sakan." And I grab my own hands for consolation so I don't tap. Now he tries to suffocate me, try to, hold my mouth. I guess it's legal. So here I get a little bit desperate, so now I try to upa, and he's about to take them out. I scramble, go for butterfly guard, sweep, about to pass. He almost puts me in an armbar. I slip out, try to go for the guillotine, but I don't jump into full guard, and he slips out. Okay, so now I'm trying to defend. He goes for a fake, and boom, tornado pass, but I'm on his hips. I'm pushing, defending. And then he gets a little bit lackadaisical, so I try to jump on top of the mount, try to go for side control, pushing. And now the tables have turned, the momentum has turned, so I'm trying to be heavy on him, give him a taste of his own medicine. I think he's a little bit discouraged after that sweep. But man, I got stuck in his guard, and you see a look on my face. I want to get stuck here. So I try to work my way up, and luckily his guard wasn't as strong as Raj's. So He makes a mistake, opens the guard a little bit, tries to attack, but I slip through, slide the knee through, stand up, try to hit north and south, my most powerful position, try to hold him down, but he rolls, and from here, I'm looking for the anaconda choke. I'm looking for it. Look on my face, he's too strong, his base is strong, I'm reaching my right hand, and then he tries to attack and defend with his hands, and then boom, I go for the back, and got the hooks in, and then slowly work for the RNC, and there's the tap. And I screamed out in elation, sort of unmartial artist like, but man, I was happy. I could not believe I beat a professional MMA fighter and got my hand raised for core combat.